Acharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. We were seeing the Dhyanam portion of the Purva Bhaga in the previous class, and we saw that Dhyanam, the Dhyana Shlokas of the Purva Bhaga, helps in visualization of Ishvara in any form. And being the Dhyana Shlokas of Vishnu Sahasranama, these shlokas help in visualizing Bhagavan Shri Vishnu, Sriman Narayana, in his personal form, in the Ekarupa form, and also there are shlokas that help us in visualizing his Vishwarupa. So, in those set of the Dhyana shlokas that we saw in the previous class, I had missed one shloka which was pointed out by a few students at the end of the previous class. So I'm really sorry for that, it was missed oversight, and we will take that up today before we get into Sahasranama proper. Please repeat after me. Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam
Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam
Sapita Vastram Sarasiruhekshanam
Sapita Vastram Sarasiruhekshanam
Sahara Vakshastala Shobhikaustubham
Sahara Vakshastala Shobhikaustubham
Namami Vishnum Shirasa Chaturbhujam
Namami Vishnum Shirasa Chaturbhujam.
So this was the shloka that got missed out in the previous class. Here the Bhakta, this is also a prayer describing Bhagavan Vishnu, and that helps in meditating his Ekarupa form. The Bhakta says, Vishnum Shirasa Namami. Vishnu, to that Vishnu. Shirasa Namami. I bow down my head and I do namaskara to that Vishnu, to Lord Vishnu. And what kind of Vishnu he is? The description is given in the shloka. He is Chaturbhujam. Chaturbhuja means the one who has 4 arms. So Vishnu is always represented in a form with 4 hands. So Chaturbhujam in his Ekarupa form. And what does he have in his hands? That which is prominent is Sashanka Chakram, who is adorned with the conch, the Shanka, in one of his hands, and Sudarshana Chakra in the other hand. You know in which hand it is he holds the Shanka, in which hand he holds the Chakra? The Chakra is always on the right hand and the Shanka is always on the left hand. And there is only one exception to this rule. At the time of war. At the time of war, Bhagavan holds the Shanka in the right hand and Chakra in the left hand, which is how our Thiruvallikeni Parthasarathi Perumal is. If you have a chance to go and see Parthasarathi Perumal in Triplicane in Chennai, he holds the Shanka in the right hand At the time of war, always the Shankha is held in the right hand because you signal by blowing the conch, right? So normally for meditation purpose you don't worship, I don't think one would meditate upon warrior Krishna, right? So you meditate upon that Vishnu who is a Smt.Suryapriya, who is always, even at war he was smiling only, Prahasanniva Bharata. He was the only person of all those 40 lakh people who had assembled at Kurukshetra and who bore a smile on his face. So the Shankha is held in the left hand and with the chakra held on his right hand, and mostly the outer two hands of the four. And how does he look? The description goes further. He is Sakirita Kundalam. He is adorned with Sakiritam. Kiritam means the crown. Sakiritam means one who is adorned with the crown. And Kundalam. He is wearing beautiful earrings. And what about his dress? How is his dress? Sapita Vastram, with yellow color dhoti. Yellow is his preferred color of dress. Sapita Vastram, Pitambaradhari, as he is called. And Sarasiruha Ikshanam. Sarasiruha Ikshanam. Ikshanam means eyes. And what kind of eyes does he have? The adjective for the eyes is Sarasiruha, Sarasiruham, or Sarasija means, Saras means a reservoir of water, Ja means that which is born in the reservoir of water. What is born? What is water born? The lotus, right? So Sarasiruha means lotus. The eyes that are lotus-like, tender, fully blossomed and beautiful eyes, pleasant eyes. And how does he look? Sahara Vakshasthala Shobhi Kaustubham. His Vakshasthala, his chest. How is that? It is Sahara. Hara is the ornament on the chest. You have a list of items that you wear as ornaments, right? Normally in the neck and the chest area, what is worn is the necklace, the short necklace, the long necklace, and what you call the hara, which is the longer one, the longer necklace. So he is not wearing just one hara, he is wearing a number of them, layers of ornaments. Therefore his chest is adorned with all the necklaces, Sahara Vakshasthalam. And of those jewelry that he is wearing, of all those ornaments, what is so bright and shining is Shobhi Kaustubham. The Kaustubha, which is worn by him as part of the short necklace. The Kaustubha is the precious gem that we saw in the previous class that came out of the Amrita Matana. And that gem is there on the short necklace of Bhagavan. So that is shining to such a Vishnu, to this Ekarupa Vishnu. To such a Vishnu, Aham Shirasa Namami. So that is the meaning of this shloka. And the last two shlokas of the Dhyana shloka also we saw, Chayayam Parijatasya Hema Simhasanopari Asinam. He is sitting under the Parijata Vriksha in a golden throne, and he is Ambudashyamam Ayataksham. He has a moon-like bright face and beautiful eyes. Alankritam, he is bedecked with jewelry, and Chandra Ananam, his moon-like face, and Chaturbahum with 4 arms. Shrivatsankita Vakshasam, with Shrivatsa, the mark on his chest, which happened because of Bhrigu Maharishi kicking him in his chest, and which represents how compassionate he is. The story was, it reminds us of the story how compassionate Bhagavan Vishnu is. And we saw that he is sitting along with Rukmini and Satyabhama, and such a Krishna, may that Krishna protect me. I do namaskara to that Krishna. Krishnam Ashraya, I surrender to that Krishna. So that completes the Dhyana Shloka. And as we saw in the previous class, Dhyanam or meditation of Ishvara is a manasa karma, is a mental activity which is part of, if we recall the previous classes, it is part of Ishvara Aradhanam. And Ishvara Aradhanam is done in 3 ways. We have seen this in the initial introductory classes as puja to Ishvara, which is kayikam karma. It can be by way of japa or parayana, which is vachikam karma, and dhyanam of Ishvara, which is manasam karma. So when we talk of kayika karma, when it comes to puja, it involves both vachika and manasa as well. It doesn't mean that you don't employ your mind at all when you do kayikam karma. It is very important that the mind is employed. Mind is employed in kayika karma. Mind is employed, must be employed in vachika karma. And definitely the mind has to be employed in manasam karma. Therefore, the involvement of mind is there in all the 3 types of activity in the Ishvara Aradhanam stage. One has to deliberately involve his mind here. Otherwise, it becomes a mechanical exercise, and mechanical exercise will not give you the result for which Ishvara Aradhanam is there. Ishvara Aradhanam, an Artharthi Bhakta would use it for other material worldly benefits. And for that itself you have rules to be followed, and if you don't follow the rules, you don't get the benefit. So that is how it is with regard to Kamya Karma. Kamya Karma is when you have some material goal in mind, and when you perform the worship seeking that material goal or end. But Ishvara Aradhanam, as we have seen, the purpose of Ishvara Aradhanam is to graduate one person to the next level, which is Ishvara Jnanam. Therefore, for the purpose of attaining qualification, one has to necessarily, deliberately involve his mind, be it in puja, in kayika karma, be it japa, parayana during vachika karma, and definitely and obviously during dhyanam, which is manasam karma. So, Ishvara Aradhanam is the means to qualify oneself to attain the necessary yogyata for the next level, which is Ishvara Jnanam. And Vishnu Sahasranama, we have seen, can be useful for Sahasranama Archana during puja, which is Kayikam Karma. Vishnu Sahasranama is very popularly known for its Parayanam, and we saw that in the Nyasa, we saw that the entire Vishnu Sahasranama, all the 108, is regarded as one mantra, and that is why it is said Sahasranama Jape Viniyogaha. So the entire set of 108 mantra is 108 shloka as one mantra can be done as japa. And Vishnu Sahasranama is very useful in meditating upon Ishvara as well. And we saw that when it comes to Dhyanam, it is Dhyanam only when the Dhyeyam is Ishvara. I hope you remember the meaning of these words. Meditation is said to be meditation only when the Dhyeyam, the object of meditation is Ishvara. If the object of meditation is anything else other than Ishvara, then it is not meditation, it is called concentration. And concentration is not meditation, even in Ashtanga Yoga. So, here in Vishnu Sahasranama, you have the names as we enter the Sahasranama proper, you have about 1,000 names denoting Ishvara, and you have certain names which are the names of some devatas, which is also part of Sahasranama. For example, the 5th shloka that we chanted before today's class, Swayambhu Shambhura Aditya, Swayambhu Shambhu Adityaha. So Adityaha is the name of a particular devata. Though it is the name of a particular devata, all devatas are included in Bhagavan Vishnu. Therefore, all names are the names of Ishvara himself. When we say that Jivatma is Ishvara, Jiva himself is not different from Ishvara, then even the devatas who are none other than some exalted Jivas, so they are also Ishvara. And Ishvara being infinite, there is nothing that can exist which is not Ishvara, which is outside of Ishvara. And every glory of every devata or every part of this Srishti, every praise that goes to every devata, every stuti that is sung by way of stotras and other shlokas on any devata is nothing but the glory of Ishvara himself. And worship of any devata is the worship of Ishvara. And this is what Krishna also tells in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddayarchitum ichchati tasya tasyachalam shraddham tam eva vidadam yaham. People can worship any deity, any god in any name and form. Any religion they can follow. And whatever deity or god in whatever form they worship with all Shraddha and Bhakti, hey Arjuna, remember that all those worship actually happen to me. It is me in that form of every deity who is being worshipped. Therefore, worship of any god, any devata is the worship of Bhagavan Vishnu, Parameshwaraha. And there is a beautiful shloka in the Vishnu Purana which talks of his Vishwarupa. Jyotimshi Vishnuhu Bhuvanani Vishnuhu Vanani Vishnur Girayo Dishascha Nadya Samudrascha Sa Eva Sarvam Yadasti Yannasti Cha Vipravaryaha. Very, very beautiful shloka. It says, Jyotimshi Vishnuhu, every luminary that lights up this universe, every part of this universe. You can also include all the artificial luminaries, including the lights that we have. Everything is Vishnuhu. Every luminary, Jyotimshi, is Vishnuhu. Bhuvanani Vishnuhu. All the 14 lokas are nothing but Vishnu himself. Vanani Vishnuhu. All the forests, he is in the form of all the forests, and he is in the form of Girayaha, the mountains, Dishascha, all the 10 directions, Nadyaha, all the rivers, Samudrascha, all the oceans, every part of this creation. Saeva Sarvam, Sahaeva Sarvam, he is just everything. Everything that you see and you experience. Yadasti yan nasti cha vipravarya. What is and what is not is as well Vishnu himself. Such a beautiful shloka which appears in Vishnu Purana. Now, in answer to Yudhishthira's first question, Kim ekam daivatam loke? Who is that one devata? Bhishma. Remember, don't forget that this is a conversation that is going on between Yudhishthira and Bhishma. Okay, so Yudhishthira has asked his questions and Bhishma Acharya is giving the answers. And from the Sahasranama part, we are entering into the shlokas in the text of Mahabharata itself. In between, the Dhyana shloka part was given by the Purvacharyas, we saw. And now, as we enter the Sahasranama, we are entering into the text, the proper shlokas in Mahabharata itself. So all the names, all the 1,000 names rendered by Bhishma Acharya, which is the Sahasranama shlokas, all point out to that Vishnu, just Vishnu. He is that one devata. That is the answer Bhishma Acharya gives to the question of Yudhishthira. And Vishnu who? Why one devata? Ekam daivatam loke. Because he is Vishnu who? He is the all-pervading principle. As a noun, he is the one who pervades everything. As a pronoun, you can say he is the all. So, not that there are only 1,000 names for him. 1,000 also, it's just an indicative list. Just any name, every nama is his nama and every rupa is his rupa alone. That is why we saw that the Vishnu Purana shloka said, Yadasti, all that which exists, whatever is in existence is Vishnu, and Yad Nasti, whatever is not in existence is as well Vishnu. How? How? You know, when you joined the meeting, I suppose Muthuji would have joined the meeting first. So, when he joined the meeting, there was nobody waiting in the meeting room. So, if you ask him, so how many people are there? And he would say, there is nobody. So, what does that nobody mean? Nobody means, Muthuji knows, I am only there. Right? That is what it means. There is nobody means, I was alone there. So, Yad Nasti means to report Nasti, Na Asti, there has to be a Chaitanya Vastu, a Chetana Vastu, and he is in the form of that novel principle. So Yad Asti in the form of the existence principle, and when you say Nasti, he is in the form of the knower principle. It is not nothingness. When you say Na Asti, nobody was there, it is not Shunya, it is not nothingness. It implies the presence of the Chetana Vastu, which is also Vishnu. Before we begin the Sahasranama shlokas, I would like to add a few more points on the Sahasranama as we study the Sahasranama. So there are some namas of Bhagavan, for example, like Shripati, Madhavaha. These are different shabdas. Shripati is a different shabda, is a different word. Madhavaha is a different word. But when you analyze the meaning of these two words, both refer to the one who is the Lord of Lakshmi Devi. Shri is Lakshmi, Shripati is the Lord of Lakshmi. Ma is Lakshmi and Madhavaha means who is the Lord of Lakshmi. So though the meaning is the same, because the shabdas are different, the words are different, it does not get attracted under the defect of repetition. You don't call this repetition because of different shabdas being involved. The defect of repetition is called Punarukti Dosha in our Shastram. And this is not accepted in our tradition. There should not be repetition in a text. Repetition of words having the same meaning. what is the purpose of repeating the same thing? That is a defect, that is looked upon as a defect in the composition itself. So, there are shabdas like this which do not get attracted under the defect of repetition because they are different words. And now you will also have shabdas like Vishnu, Vasudevaha, Padmanabhaha, which get repeated more than once. They occur more than once in the Sahasranama itself. The word Vishnu occurs more than once. The word Padmanabha occurs more than once. The word Vasudeva occurs more than once. I think even the word Shiva occurs twice. So, where the word appears more than once, normally will get attracted under the defect of repetition. Punarakti dosha will be there. But because these words are grammatically derived differently, the vritti, the meaning of the word is derived from different roots, and therefore it bears a different meaning in different places. Therefore, there is no defect of repetition. There is no punarukti dosha. And there are some namas which are, you have in Sanskritam, interestingly, every word you can categorize it as masculine gender, as feminine gender, and as neuter gender. Every word will have. Normally we don't have this in English or in Tamil. We see it in Hindi. You know, table, chair. I think table is male in Hindi and chair is female in Hindi. And pen is female. So you have male, female. For those who are, familiar with Hindi grammar, can understand this fact of masculine, feminine gender for non-living things as well. But this is not common in English and in Tamil. And therefore, people who know English and Tamil alone may find it very weird to attach genders to even non-living things. But in Sanskritam, every shabda is categorized as Pullinga, Strilinga and Napumsakalinga. Therefore, in Sahasranama, when we take the 1008 namas, you have namas that are in masculine gender. Now, what does that denote? All the namas in masculine gender denotes Bhagavan Vishnu. They address him directly as Vishnu, as he is. So, he is the noun there. He is the Visheshya there. And those namas become the adjectives that describe him. Alright, when you say Shri Pati, Shri Patihi, Shri Patihi is a masculine gender. So, it addresses Vishnu and it describes him as the Lord of Lakshmi. So, Nama becomes adjective, it becomes the Visheshana. If it's too difficult to grasp too many Sanskrit words, it's okay. You can just understand that here where the Nama is masculine, it becomes an adjective to the Lord. And similarly, you have some namas in feminine gender, which are addressed as, where he is addressed as the Devata. Because the word Devata is feminine gender, it ends in A, right? Akaranta Strilinga Shabda. So because Devata is a feminine word, all the feminine Shabdas refer to him as a Devata, and again he, the Lord, is the noun and the Nama becomes the adjective to him. And now you have the third category, which are the namas in neuter gender. Where the namas are in neuter gender, it refers to Vishnu as Arupa Ishvara, as Parabrahma Swarupa, because Brahman is neuter gender. And we will begin with this one. We will begin with Vishwam. Vishwam is neuter gender. And we will see how it refers to him as Jagat Karanam Brahma, the all-pervading existence consciousness principle. So, all three genders, namas are there in all three genders, and all the namas, all these three categories, namas belonging to all these three categories are referring to the same vastu. And this has to be understood before we get into the Sahasranama. So today is a beautiful day. We have the month of Margazhi starting today here in India. Bhagavan Krishna says, Masanam Margashirshoham in Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter. He says, of all the months, I am Margashirsha. So it is a very auspicious month, and it is a blessing that we we happen to start the proper Sahasranama on this auspicious day. So we start with the first shloka. Please repeat after me. Om Vishvam Vishnurvashatkaro
Vishvam Vishnurvashatkaro
Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta Krit Bhuta Bhrit Bhavo
Bhuta Krit Bhuta Bhrit Bhavo
Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha.
Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha.
Vishnu Sahasranama begins with Om. And Om is an integral part of Vishnu Sahasranama. It is regarded as Mangala Suchaka. Mangala Suchaka means auspicious beginning. As auspicious as today is. For those students, I know that many of you have attended Mandukya Agama Prakarana as part of the 2-year course. And for those of you who remember the Agama Prakarana Omkara Vichara class, it is the Abhidhana, if you remember this term that we saw there. It means Omkara refers to the name of Parabrahma. Brahman as Saguna Ishvara and as Nirguna Ishvara. And Om, the verbal root of Om is Ava. Ava Rakshane means protecting. Avati Rakshati iti Om. That which protects is Om. And Ishvara is the protector, meaning he is the sustainer of this universe. And how does he sustain? This we know that he is the sustainer, he is the maintenance principle of this universe. How does he sustain? He sustains as, we have already seen this in one of the classes, though it was a very terse part of that class, as I understand. He is the existence, being the existence and consciousness principle, he lends existence and consciousness to all the things and beings in this universe. Everything is and everything is alive because of him. He is the Satta Spurti Pradata. He is the lender of existence and consciousness. And we know that he is the one from whom the entire universe originated. It is by whom the entire universe is sustained and unto whom the entire universe resolves. So, that Ishvara who is Jagat Karanam Brahma, from whom the universe originated, by whom it is sustained and unto whom it gets resolved, is represented by Omkara. Origination, sustenance and the resolution ground of this universe. Mandukya Upanishad is the highest Upanishad of the principal 10 Upanishads. It begins saying, Bhutam Bhavad Bhavishyaditi Sarvam Omkara Eva. Meaning what was in the past, what is now, and what will be, everything is Om. And that which was the past, which is the present, and will be the future, has to be beyond time. Right? And that which is beyond time can only sustain time, because it is from whom, it is from him, the Jagat Karanam Brahma, that as part of the universe, the time principle itself originated, the time principle is sustained, and the time principle resolves. And therefore, he is beyond time. And it is that Ishvara, that Om, the sound symbol Om represents. And Om is made up of A, U and Ma, 3 matras. And it is not pronounced as Aum, like how many systems pronounce. Especially you see this pronunciation by the yoga people. That is not how Om has to be pronounced. Om is pronounced as Om. And Om is not any written symbol. The written symbol came up later. I don't know who brought out the symbol that we have for Om. It is Ekakshara, and it is a sound symbol when it comes to meditation. And being made up of 3 matras, it is Akara, Ukara and Makara matras that make up Om. Akara matra represents the basic sound. You just open your mouth and you make a sound, it is A. And then you close your mouth and make a sound And in between, all the words you talk are represented by the rounding of the mouth, and you say oo. Therefore, Om represents all the shabdas, all the words in all languages. Any language you talk, any word you speak, any word you utter, any shabda, the basic is Om. So Omkara represents all words in all languages, therefore it represents all the names of God. And the best name of God, Patanjali Maharishi says, Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. The best name for Ishvara is Omkara, and that denotes everything. Upanishad says, Sarvam Omkara Eva. Because it represents all namas, and with words we use words to denote every part of this universe. Everything has a name, right? We may know the name, we may not know the name, but everything definitely has a name. And therefore, Omkara represents the entire universe. And everything is again collapsed into, expands from Om, is Om, and is collapsed into Om, resolves into Om. And therefore, Upanishad says, Om iti sarvam. Everything, and everything is the first nama of Bhagavan Vishnu, Vishvam. Srimad Bhagavata, in the Ekadasha Skanda of Srimad Bhagavata, in the Ekadasha Skanda of Srimad Bhagavata, there is a very beautiful section called Navayogi Samvada, and which is a samvada between Nimi Chakravarti and 9 yogis. Nimi Chakravarti will ask questions. He will have 9 questions, and every question gets answered by one of the yogis, one after the other. And one of his questions will be relating to the avatars of Bhagavan. And there you find that Bhagavatam reveals through one of the Navayogi that the first avatara of Bhagavan, you know what is the first avatara of Bhagavan? Popularly Matsya Avatara. the first avatara of Bhagavan, Srimad Bhagavatam says, is the entire universe. While the other avatars are temporary avatars, right? You had Rama and then Rama was gone. Then Krishna came, Krishna was gone. And for a very short while Narasimha came and he was gone. Similarly, Vamana came and he was gone, right? And we don't know when Kalki will come. So, all these avatars are for a short time, right? For a short period. At least the longer one is for the Yuga Purusha. But the first avatara of Bhagavan, which is the entire universe itself, is not for a short while. It is for the entire period of Srishti. And have you seen, Arnav, have you seen Rama? You've seen Rama? No, you couldn't see. Why? Because he was in Treta Yuga, therefore you couldn't see. Have you seen Krishna? Because he was in Dwapara Yuga, so you couldn't see. Right? But have you seen this universe? Yes. You don't have to go to Treta Yuga, you don't have to have lived in Dwapara Yuga to see Bhagavan. Bhagavan is right there in front of you as this universe itself. This is what Srimad Bhagavatam reveals, and we will get to the specific meaning of this Nama Vishwam in the next class. I am deliberately stopping the class early today because as we saw that today being the auspicious day of Margashirsha, the first day of the month of Margashirsha, we have celebrations here which begins right after this class. And those who are interested in joining the celebration of the Margazhi Mahotsavam here, which will begin with a small puja to Ishvara and followed by a pravachanam on Tirupavai by Shri Aravind Rajagopalji, who is a student of Acharya Rangaji, who is the Pradhana Acharya of this hall. The links will be shared in the Vishnu Sahasranama group, and the pravachana will happen every day for half an hour, right? From 6 to 6:30. 20 minutes. Okay, that's 6 to 6:30 IST is the slot for Margazhi Mahotsavam every day. And for those who are interested in chanting Vishnu Sahasranama alone, can join at 5:30 itself. And excepting for the days we have Vishnu Sahasranama classes, you will have Vishnu Sahasranama Parayana happening here before the Tirupavai Pravachanam. So we will stop the class here and we will continue next week. The other thing that I want to tell you is next week we will have class as usual, and the week after I would take off because I need to go on a spiritual retreat with the 2-year course students, and I will resume after 1 week break. So next week we will meet the same time. Hari Om. Purnam. Om. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.